Hi, my name is Fernando Flores, and I continue this journey about hospital malpractices. Now I am in downtown San Francisco. It's a beautiful evening, and I'm here chilling, relaxing, And I also, got a concern for everyone's best interest. Okay. Now, I don't know if the rest of the people know, but the government shut down the food stamps, The government, as my social worker told me this morning that I went to give him my report, and report like $300 a month I'm doing now in recycle, that I reported. And then I'm approving everything, but they say that the federal government shut down the food stamps now. Okay, now check this out. After Andy Patel played me with my money, played me with 2 months of work, and that's why pushing me into the homelessness, now it's more challenging now that I won't get no food stamps now. And then on top of that, I always ride in Caltrain, but unfortunately, because of that situation, I can't afford the fare. I can't afford to buy a ticket, But I use the trains, to go look for a job or develop my career as an artist, and do my environmentalist work, I'm an ecologist and environmentalist, So I've been doing work as an environmentalist and as an ecologist, here in San Francisco, but for the most part in San Mateo County, So the way I prefer to travel from place to place is Caltrain. But the problem is that the guys at Caltrain, they don't like me to ride free, So they kick me out of the train, all the time. Now, I'm in front of the station in San Francisco, the San Francisco Caltrain station, So that's the end of the line. So let me tell you what's going on, okay? Legally. So all you YouTubers know exactly the law and in what they need improvement. Okay. When you're riding free, so it means that you don't pay the train. That's illegal, Getting on the train, without paying, and even getting in the station, and get on the platform without proof of payment, it's illegal, right? It's a misdemeanor or an infraction, or whichever is less, So the people that are licensed by the state to get you off the train, they must carry a firearm and they must check for warrants. Okay, I'm gonna tell you one more time, so everybody will understand that. Okay, first, the people that get you off the train, it will carry a firearms and they pass the bar of the state to do that, and they check for warrants. So it means if you get on the train and you have a warrant, they will take you in. So the people that get you off the train are supposed to be able to arrest you. So it's a peace officer. Now, I've been kicked out of the train many times by only the employees. Employees are not supposed to get anyone off the train because it's a safety concern. Okay, it's very hectic here, That's why I love San Mateo County, because it's so hectic and it's so disordered in San Francisco, but I prefer San Mateo County because it's so peaceful over there, But anyway, it's part of the peninsula, though. But let me tell you what's the concern, and for everyone's best interest, about people that don't pay to get on the train and get kicked out of the train, in the process, Okay. If in the case, I got enemies, okay, and it gets violent, so they chasing me, okay. Let's say they chasing me, right, and they have firearms or they have weapons or whatever, So in that case, I will see the train and I will get on the train, as a way to escape, okay. So in that case, that's why it should be a peace officer that get me off the train, So if they ask me for a ticket and it's a peace officer that have a firearm, then I'll be protected. Then I will let the officer know about my safety and my risk, and he will handle matters, He will call the dispatch, so I'll be safe. But in the case that the employees kick me out, they put me in risk, So if I'm being chased, and people have firearms, they want to harm me, they want to hurt me, and then I get on the train as a way to escape, and they're not officers, they're not peace officers, they put me at my enemy's mercy, They put me at risk and getting off and be kicked off the train. It might be a reason for everyone around me to be in risk, So that's the truth and that's the reality. I don't have nothing against the employees of Caltrain. I understand, that it's not fair to ride free, but in my case, it's very unfair that I never got paid for the work I done, and I use Caltrain, to explore my options, and then to try hard, to move on with my life, and get out of this hole, So I understand, so like my intention with this video is for everyone know my situation, that my employer never paid me my 2 months of work and pushed me into the homelessness, It's not that my intentions are to fool these people, to disrespect them, It's my struggle and my pursuit of happiness. Thank you. God bless.